Okay, how to use asymmetry in a symmetrical drawing. This is kind of a symmetrical drawing, but I'm always trying to add a little asymmetry to add interest. This here bunch of stuff, I use these Sharpie pens sometimes, but I got a cloud of smoke. It's like one little lump, two small, both different sizes, then a big lump, then sort of over here, so that they're not all the same size, because that would be boring. But I'm stuck there, like, I think about that stuff and it drives me crazy. This here I'm gonna drop. I got these lines where I planned on putting it, but I love how this figure pops here. And I've opted in with a new layout where I'm gonna put this smoke in. See it down here. And keep this figure, keep clean around the figure. I might even white that little bit out there. But the lettering, clank, 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 sort of this background element I am enjoying and want to keep the essence of it flowing through the layout. Cool. So I'm trying 1 minute and 42 seconds into this video. I didn't like this drawing for a while, but it's starting to come together where I don't think it's that bad. You can see I'm thinking of all sorts of stuff on the ground here, little puffs. So let's go for it. Let's try to get some asymmetry in our symmetrical drawing. First off, I have been using these pens, a zebra. I guess this is the pretty fat one, but check this out. The back of them have this little thing. I grabbed a tool, look at this thing, and I friggin' pop this off when they run low. That was harder to do. I had to hold it to my chest to pop this out. And there's a little sponge in there. I don't know if you can see it from here, but I take this stuff. This brand I've been using is the Bombay Black from Dr. Martens. Bombay Black, and drip it into the sponge, 10 drops usually, and it's sort of refilled. Put that back on, very simple. And then listen to the click. Whoops. Listen to the click. Click, she's back in place. Now the first time, like, it was okay. Second time it's okay. Now it's starting to like squirt out. But I like it when it's squirting out. I do big black areas like this with it when it's squirting out. So here's our smoke cloud, right? 1, 2, I'm going real slow. These are almost the same size for my asymmetrical, what do I call that? It's almost like I have a, oops, see that? I just skipped the tangency. There's another lesson. Try to keep your tangencies to a minimum. This was heading towards right at that boot line there, but I moved it up a little to cure a tangency. If you're thinking of, ooh, and I like this little flame here. These are like little flames. All this, I love the sloppiness of the pencils, and I try to keep it loose and just as sloppy as the pencils, real organic. A lot more life. And it matches my sloppy style. I'm not one of these slick Mark Farmer guys. I tried that. It's not my strength. So I'm just going to come in here. Asymmetry once again. I got a kind of a big long one, a little bit smaller one, right? Just these stones even. And then this one's sort of lumpy and probably be the biggest of the three as they're coming out in your atmospheric perspective. I'll put a couple lines in here. I don't think we need too many. Just gonna hit that up, maybe a little here, but that's not bad. I actually did a little bit of a tangency there, but it's not too terrible. Here, what do we got? I'm going to put a couple of these here. Leave that open. I like these chunks. Flying. Always got the chunks. Destroying. I wanted to get in one day, but it's taken me like, I think I'm on the third day. I'm working on other stuff, but... Oh, look at this. Lots of cool asymmetry over here. This crazy thing. I drew the cloud as quick as possible. Now we'll ink it a little slower, especially since I'm got you guys doing a video. Gotta slow down a bit. But here's big, then a little, and then sort of a medium. You know, boom. And explosion to sort of round out the effect. I think this explosion is in front of this explosion. I try to kind of keep that in mind too, as they'll get darker into the, like the explosion actually throws a shadow onto this other one even further. So you got your foreground explosion, middle ground explosion, and background explosion, which is kind of nice. So not bad, not bad. Over here, what do you think? I'm looking, and not bad. I do like this here. Keeping this as asymmetrical as possible, wild as possible. It's sort of a hard discipline to learn. Maybe I'm a little... It's an art class. A guy said, you're doing that. You're making all the leaves the same size, you know. And he said, I do that too. That's why I know you have that problem. He called it a problem. I do find it a bit of a problem when something can be a little more exciting. That I do it like too rhythmically to be in nature, so to speak. Nature has an awful lot of asymmetry. And having an organic style myself is... I like natural look to things. So this is my crazy lesson I'm trying to lay on you today. So this one's pretty good, pretty fat, pretty thick. There's all sorts of, I got this guy, 1, 2, 3, 1. Sometimes I'll even count like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, just to try to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, just to give myself kind of a indicator to like big, small, little bit bigger, smaller, small, smallest. See, that's big. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, something like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Like just make it 1, 2, try to break it. Break the boring symmetry to begin to develop asymmetry. This guy's short, that guy's a little longer with a tip. This guy maybe he'll be even longer. Oh, but now it seems to need that one. See, I'm all weird. I got these loose pencils. I don't stick to the pencils more and more as I'm getting older. I don't stick to my original pencils. I'm starting to really just kind of go with the flow with the drawing as I move along, but you got some nice asymmetry there. Now that's nice. It's kind of, this ends up here. I think I'm going to do it fast. 1, 2, 3. I'm shaking and everything from too much coffee. I like that. And getting out the old, what tool do I use here? I'm going to start to, I've had this for years. I have it taped together. Plaza something or others. I can't even tell. Plaza Artist Materials Incorporated. 373 Madison Avenue, New York City, New York, 10016. Ooh, they got a telephone number, 212-688-2870. Give them a call. See if they still got triangles. This is an inking triangle. I don't know if you got a hep to that, but it's got a little raised edge so the ink don't flop under there. But with more and more of these disposable pens, you don't really need that. But if you're using old school ink, like I just showed you before in the Bombay inks, that stuff's going to go right under there. It's going to go bloop, and it's going to be terrible. That's not the kind of asymmetry you want. Right now I'm talking, ooh, geez, see, I'm not, the thing is actually, I should be using actually a normal one, not even worry about this. But this thing ain't doing the trick. It's making it too thin. I want a thicker line, so I'm going to use Copic Multiliner. This is beautiful. This is a brush. This is a small one. Oop. But look at that. I cut off the tip. I heard Frank Cho did that, and I gave it a try. And this is going to be a pretty fat line, I would imagine. Let's see how fat it is. And if I mess this up, boy, oh boy, call the art police. Here we go. Ooh, nice. Even that I like this line's thin, and that one's a little thicker. I love that dimension to have, like, I beefed up this P.S. It was the same thickness as VIP, but I wanted it as symmetrical as it is. I wanted my asymmetry in there. See, I'm crazy. Then we're gonna go down here. Let's see, over here, we got ourselves a nice borderline happening here. Dullsville, huh? And you come down there like that. Very boring. No, it's not that boring. It's kind of cool. I'd like to do those tracks too, but what are we, 10 minutes right now? So I think I'm going to cut it off. But these are beautiful, the Copic Multiliners. I think the Copic markers go over them well. Sometimes I like to find these pens that are more compatible with the Copic markers, because I think traditional India ink, what I've experienced, does bleed when it goes over. When a Copic marker goes over traditional India ink, it pulls it sometimes. And if it's like on a face or something, I get pretty bummed out. Otherwise, I let it go. But you never know. I don't know. Maybe we got 10 minutes. I'd like to make it about 14 minutes. So maybe just for kicks, I'll take this, another one of my favorites here. The big, fat Pigma Graphic #1. Got a big old 1 on there. I don't know if you can see it. Maybe I'll put it over here. You can see it better. But this thing's great, and it's big. It sort of makes me just make the choice real fast and not worry too much about getting sort of fine lines. Like I can make that line and that line, which is a pretty good variety because it's got such a big fat nib. You can really lean on it, but like that'll be the underside, so that's darker. Put those little, I call them like Mobius dinks, you know, like he puts dink, 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 dink. There's a little interest to it all. Hopefully keep the drawing interesting. I hope it's interesting. I think it's kind of interesting. Like I said, I go, oh man, it's not coming out, you know, but it's not terrible either. They never, I guess, come out like I want them to or something. Anyway, this one's cool. Sort of got the same Delio over here. I got this. I think I'm going to put that in shadow with some Mobius hatching. This would be hatching. When it goes cross, it's cross hatching. If you want to be real technical about it, I mean, I'm going to darken that. So maybe I'll go foop, 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 and darker as it goes to the back. I don't know why. I like that. And then the light. I got basic light source from coming here. I did find in my travels a really strong light source will help the drawing so much. It makes such a difference. I think Hellboy, Mike Mignola, he's like a master of that. He does these Sharpie drawing, like roughs. I guess he prints out the pencils or what, and he Sharpies real sloppy, and I think I want to do a lesson on that and try that. That's like something I'd like to. There's nothing new under the sun. I steal from all sorts of people. A lot of this came from like, I like James Harron, like he's sloppy with these, and the talent, or what is it? There's a Caldwell guy, he got 3 names, I forget I should try to name drop him. All these people I sort of, they influenced, it's inspiring, right? Which I'm trying to do with everybody now. Okay, we're at 14:32. Pew, pew, pew. Hope you guys learned a little something about asymmetry in a symmetrical drawing. This is almost done and ready for some sort of other lesson. I'll do the tracks. And we got Fearless Dawn facing off. Clank, clank, clank. Pew, pew. Thanks for watching.